What's up, y'all? My intro song. Hopefully my mic is working. Hey. We level up. It's a buying minute every day. Let's go every step of the way. You bust down, get on these up. Energy high, we showing up. 30 days. Watch what consistency can do. Mission is like taking glucose every morning, keep the numbers right. So they need to key eye. It is how learning how our bodies work now. In our own energy, shame, no jet. Tell me how you feel. Look at some many more. Now we're looking at what's real every single day. We're showing up and staying true. Every day. You have to watch what consistent. And down, these up, over this up, we level up. It's about in it. Every day. Just go every step of the way. Go down, get some things up. Energy high, we're showing up. 30 days, let's see. 30 days, baby. Metabolic minute. Hey. Actually, it's like metabolic minute. Hey, what's up, y'all? I was gonna say welcome back, but it's been a minute. So, what's up, everybody? Coach Crystal in the house. So, if you guys have not been following, I've been working on my consistency muscle, and I have been going live or recording 30 days of me testing my glucose, my ketones, my GKI, letting you guys know where my energy is, where my hunger is, and sharing a faith focus and then a metabolic topic. So today is day 21. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. All right, so let's just jump into it. All right, so we'll just go with our faith focus first. So our faith focus is coming from, make sure I'm on the right day. Yeah, I'm on the right day. My mic sound nice. Check one. We're on the right day. Check two. Actually, this doesn't even give me, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to go to the phone. Let's go to the word. All right, Philippians chapter. Philippians. Let's go to Philippians. Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 7. Oh, there we go. All right. Be careful for nothing. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. In the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, and I mean all, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Okay, so this is our faith focus for today. Just talking about how peace, first of all, peace is priceless. And what I'm learning is like, don't give anybody space to take your peace away, because peace is, it's one of those things that you just cannot buy. And when going through this journey, I realized, so a lot of times we don't have peace, we're stressed. And when y'all heard me talk about how when we're testing, if you are stressed out, like stress, that cortisol hormone can literally just pause all of your results. So I love taking those moments. I'll have my celestial morning where I pray, my gratitude. And some days you just have to unplug completely and do it unapologetically. When I say do it unapologetically, I have my clients, I have my family, and you always want to respond to everybody. But one day, I think it was maybe Wednesday this week, I had to just shut like everybody off and fill my cup. Because I always say, how can I pour into others if my cup is not full? And then our metabolic topic. So what 21 days of data can teach you? We're on day 21 now. And one of my biggest challenges, I would say, with the ladies that I coach in the community is getting them to not allow these numbers to dictate how they feel. Because the whole goal is to get our body to metabolically switch from burning sugar to burning fat. And then when you eat, it's going to switch back over to burning sugar. And then, 3 hours to 4 hours after you close your window again, you should be able to kick back into fat burner mode. And when we don't see those numbers shift like that, sometimes we get discouraged. Just like the scale, it serves a purpose. But when you allow the scale to dictate, I'm going to tell y'all, I've been doing this for a minute, and so many women will hop on the scale and we'll be doing amazing. And we're like, oh my gosh, I dropped 5 pounds. Yes, it's working. And then the next day you may gain 2 pounds. We are so hormonal, ladies. You literally, I have my water here. You literally can drink water, go back and step on your scale and be a little heavier. And this is why I focus on the fat burning part, because, you literally can go outside and run in the heat and lose weight, but you'll gain it back again. But we want to lose that. We want to focus on losing body fat. So anywho, so most people collect numbers, right? But very few study patterns. So I got a message the other day and they're like, oh my gosh, my GKI. So when you hear me say GKI, and I'm going to show you guys how I test with my, I won't be able to share my GKI because I'm using the phone that my Keto Mojo is hooked up to. But in order for you to be in fat burner mode, your GKI should read under 9. So they'll freak out. They're like, oh my God, my GKI is a 23. Well, if you had depending on the last time you ate, right? And what you ate is going to dictate those numbers, but it doesn't mean the end all, the be all, because this is a lifestyle. I was talking to someone yesterday and they were like, yeah, I fast Monday through Friday and on Saturday and Sunday I don't. And I said, well, better language for me is that fasting is my lifestyle. I'll have days where I'll eat earlier than normal. Like during the week now, I typically won't eat before 2:00, sometimes 1:00. And the sun is up longer right now. So I may eat 7:30, but it's so crazy how we talk about that hormone grilling. Like you literally, all these things start coming up. You're not hungry. You are easily satisfied. Your taste buds are heightened rather. And I was just saying how, man, like you ever sit, it freaked me out the first time. I'm like, you know what? I just want like a cold, crispy salad. Like I'm excited about these tomatoes. I've never said that before. But when your taste buds change, you really get to enjoy the flavor of the food in its natural state without adding a whole bunch of stuff to it. So over the last 21 days, what you get to track is what has improved, what raised your glucose, and that's most important. So I have this right here. So this is a Keto Mojo, right? This is going to tell me my glucose, it's going to give me my ketones, and it's going to give me my GKI. I also wear a continuous glucose monitor. Now, I don't wear this every day. It's good for 10 days. But what it does, it gives you 24/7 access to your glucose of what's going on. So, for example, some people, we are eating and we don't know what this food is doing to our body. I have a friend, I reference her all the time, who has spaghetti. It took 2 days for that spaghetti to get out of her system. Spaghetti is highly processed, but you don't know what you don't know. So I always ask people, like, how do you know what you're doing is working for you? And you telling me that I lost some weight is not telling me that it's working for you, because on the other end of that, and I'm speaking of conversations that I personally had with different women, it's working. Why? Because I'm losing weight, but I'm not sleeping, and I still have hot flashes, and the list just goes on and on and on. So is your ultimate goal just to look at the scale and see your numbers come down, or is your ultimate goal to be metabolically healthy? Because there's a difference. Because I can give you a formula right now where by the end of the week, you could be down 7 pounds. Will it be sustainable? Just really depends. Most time it's not, because of what you have to do in order to achieve that. Okay, so what improved your ketones? I could say for myself, so how you break your fast is super important. Let me say that better. How you break your fast is just as important as the number of hours rather that you spend fasting. Some people will fast and then they'll break it, and they'll just break it with like whatever food they have in front of them. Bone broth is key. A clean protein is key. So whenever you come off of your fast, because you don't want to just rush your gut with all this stuff, but I will say, number one, bone broth is phenomenal. It heals your gut, and it has collagen. It just does all the things. Okay. What impacted your hunger? Normally we have these triggers. If you are eating high sugar processed foods, normally when you eat those, they're going to send a trigger for you to want more and want more and want more and want more. When you first start, because when people hear me say, hey, would you like to learn a little bit more about this fasting journey? They're just like, they just think I'm going to have them starving. Nothing can be further from the truth. Number one, whatever you do, don't jump all in saying, hey, I can fast for 18, 19 hours. I'm going to tell you this, and this is so true. And I said this to the group the other day. And I'm a very competitive person. And I'm one, like, if you tell me, my trainer can attest to this. If he say, Chris, I want you to run on an 8 incline for a 5.0 speed, I'm doing 10, and I'm doing a speed of like 6 or 7. I'm always like stretching myself. But when it comes to this fasting journey, you don't have to do this. The women that came in that was like, oh, I'm going to fast 19 hours. Oh, I could fast 20 hours. Oh, I could fast 21 hours. Like, I'm just here to guide you. Do whatever you will. But I always suggest, if you trust me, just listen and follow these steps, and you will be successful. But those people that came out of the gate running, none of those women are nowhere to be found right now. And they're probably still searching for ways to get to the end result that their soul desire. So just keep that in mind. Like, you got to pace yourself one day at a time. I know I constantly say, be committed to becoming 1% better every day, and you will get there, because we want this to be something that you can sustain and be long lasting. All right. Okay. So what impacted your hunger? What improved your energy? And the goal isn't perfect numbers. The goal is leaning into your body. And the more I say this stuff, y'all, over and over again, I really feel like I'm like, Crystal, you get more and more seasoned. Because the old Crystal, I would try to run the weight off. I would lift the weight off. I would ride my bike the weight off. You know, I said that right. But now my ultimate goal, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, y'all probably hear me say this every video. When I heard that dementia was diabetes of the brain and how when I become older, how that could be a possibility. Oh, this whole fasting thing just became something different for me. So, because I didn't start fasting to lose weight. I didn't start fasting to get rid of autoimmune disease. I didn't start fasting to get rid of, or reverse my type 2 diabetes. I didn't start fasting because I had high blood pressure. But when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, it's called prevention. But, however, y'all know I tell the story about my mom off those high blood pressure medicine. Let me say that better. My mom unintentionally was off her high blood pressure medicine in 7.5 weeks. And she was just coming along like the journey, you know, enjoying the journey with me as I was learning all this stuff. So shout out to Mama D. And my sister, who had PCOS, she ended up getting pregnant with baby Bella. We didn't think she could have any kids. So with that being said, so this is a little lancet, right? It has a little needle in it. There's 5 different pressures, 1 all the way to 5. I normally set mine to 4. Okay. Easy. Let me make sure I click. Okay. Oop. There we go. So you engage it, right? And when we press it up against our finger, we're going to push it and go from there. All right. So I'm going to clean my finger. All right. So you pick a finger, you clean a finger, prick it. Normally the side is a little better. I think the press and poke. Okay. See that little doublet of blood? That's all you need. So I normally wipe the first off. Then I'm going to start with our ketones, and we're going to put our ketones. It's ready. So then I squeeze my finger, squeeze, 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 and all it. Oh, now y'all see, when I pricked myself the other 2 times, it did prick. I didn't think it did. Now I got three holes. All right, anyway. So it's going to count down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, drum roll. Boom. And my ketones is a 0.4. So normally 0.5, but it's not, just depending on where my glucose is. 0.5 is normally an indication that you are in fat burning mode. But the fact that you see a ketone is great, because some people would take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a few months for some people. You just really got to be patient in your process. Okay, so now we are going to check our glucose. And before I hopped on, I checked my Dexcom, which is my continuous glucose monitor, and that was reading a 99. So this is an 87. So we have 87. I'm gonna try to do this over here because keto. Let me see if I could calculate the numbers and see where I'm at. So my energy is a 10. My hunger right now is like a 1. My glucose is an 87. Our ketones was a 0.4. All right, so we're gonna pop it into the calculator and see where we are. And we're gonna go be great. Okay. Oh, come on. We don't want all this. We just want the calculator. They don't want to give it to me. I can do it. You got to have an account for it. I have an account. Anywho, so what I'll do is I'll put what my GKI is in the comments below, because it's not going to show me. I have an app on my phone, and the app will, when I push the button, it'll sync to this. It'll give you your GKI, take the guesswork out of it. Also, I don't know if y'all saw those amazing results that my girls got. The challenge is for men or women. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up. It's straight to the course. So we're working on our midsection. You get a whole challenge guide, a support group, the whole deal. So that's all I have for y'all. If you are not on YouTube, go follow Fasting for Her YouTube and like, comment, subscribe, all the things. I'm going to do my level best to bring more and more awareness, more and more information, and support you guys along the way as I bring you along on my journey. So happy Father's Day again to all the papas out there. Make sure you do something today that your future self will thank you for, and I will see you tomorrow for day 22 of the Metabolic Minute.